The last type of stress is what's called bearing stress. And bearing stress is just a different application of normal stress. Now, what do I mean? Well, if you look at this guy right here, this was at a bolted connection. And what can happen is if I put a lot of force on a particular point, even if the material itself overall should have been able to take that amount of stress, it might deform locally. So this is local deformation, okay? Local, goodness, deformation. Locally deformed, there we go. And even though overall it should be able to take that. So this is what's called bearing stress. You can have something fail even though technically it should be able to carry it because it will deform locally if the force is strong enough. And it's flexible enough. So this is bearing stress. The equation is the exact same as our normal stress equation, but I have a little subscript b, and that is simply referring to bearing. So if I have a very large area right here, and I have some column on top of it, and let's say the column is, have a F is equal to 500 or something. Well, you might think, okay, this is area big right here. My stress is going to be equal to force over area big. And that's fine. That needs to be, low enough that it's not going to fail. However, the second thing you need to look at is that there's a smaller area where these two are connected. Area small. And that one also has to make sure that it's small enough that it will not fail. So stress is equal to force over area small. And as you can tell, since it's a smaller area, it will have a bigger stress, and that's why bearing stress is always larger, because it's going to be having smaller areas where it's connected. And it's why a lot of times, if you have like sharp poles holding something up, they will usually have some sort of metal plate underneath them that's helping to spread out that force so the bearing stress doesn't cause things to fail. You're trying your best not to put too much force on any particular point, too much stress on any particular point. Okay, so we'll get to these last problems to practice. I'll see you all in just a bit. Bye-bye.